We're ready to go.
Okay. I was offered this equipment and couldn't turn it down. It looks like I might have gotten a pretty good deal. This little guy here, he works just like as is. He needs a new cord, but that's it. Runs like a charm and it pumps up with air fast. These four guys I wasn't going to turn down. I got a really good deal for the whole set of equipment. So let's see what we've got and see if we can get it running. Okay, today I think we've got an easy peasy little project. We're going to change the string out, the starter string out, the pull cord on this trimmer. As you can see, it's a little short on starter cords now. Went ahead and got one. So let's see how she works. Some of these come with a coil pack, with a recoil pack that you can just simply buy the recoil pack and bolt it on for $10 or $15. Oh, that was easy, wasn't it? This isn't one of those. This one you want to take apart and fix. As you can see, you pull this off, there's a little washer underneath it, and then the whole thing comes out. And it's just a matter of getting your string rewound back in. If you look at it when you pull the string, see the little tab that comes out here? This little tab is what attaches it to your motor here and makes you actually pull the engine. And when you stop pulling, it winds it back in so it stays out of the way of the motor running. These little tabs do get broken, but less often than you'd think. They're actually pretty sturdy little things. Okay, let's pull that off. Pulling it off is easy. Seems like when I put these little springs back on, I always end up in a big battle with them. Pull that off. This should pop right out, and it does. Okay. We're going to pull the string out. Pull the old one out. And with a little bit of luck, it'll come right out for me. Well, we'll take that every time. Let's back it out just a touch. There we go. Okay, now we've got the old string out, so we're going to wind the new string back into it. First thing we have to do is get it threaded. If you're starting with a string that's already been used once, use something hot to get this end hot, so you get that nice little end that's a lot easier to push through the hole. Okay, where's my hole at? Right there. Okay, not going to make any hole jokes or not being able to find the hole. It's tempting, but I've got a different page that goes for that. I've already put enough humor on this page. I'm sure I'll drive you guys crazy. Okay, this one's just a little bit too fat to fit in. So we're going to trim her down a little. We might end up reheating it. Because if we cut it all off, then this thing will thread all up. It'll just be completely obnoxious to work with. There we go. Now she threaded right in. So now you just pull it through. Add a knot to the end. Now if you can get it all the way to the end, that's all the better. But you want to make sure that you leave enough where you don't pull the string through, because then you're opening it up and starting all over again. So we'll do this. Okay, now we know we're not going to pull that through. Okay, now the fun part. And you can see the little tab in there where the spring comes down. Now it's kind of hard to see with this light. Let's grab a flashlight so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, see the little tab right here that comes down? That's what hooks to this to make her pull to start. That is the recoil spring there. Okay, so let's try this again and see if we can get lucky. Now if you can hear it clicking, we want one or two more clicks. Okay, that looks like all the clicks we're going to get. See, now we've got quite a bit of string in there. We can get a nice long pull, and it'll still have a firm pullback, so if we leave it here, it feels pretty good. Now we're just going to leave that string sitting there. We're going to put this back on. So you put this back on with the longer part. The longer part goes into the little hole here. And we'll put our washer back in the center. Okay, it looks good. Okay, now you want this to go over the little tab you have here. This part's usually pretty much the death of me. This is the one part that gets difficult, getting the spring back on. Kind of like that. But that's okay. If we've got anything, we've got patience. So we're going to leverage the back of this against the inside of this little wheel here, and we'll use this to pull it out as it goes in so that it'll spread the rest of the way over the wheel. Like so. Now we've got it partially on. We'll grab it from the back and try to ease it the rest of the way on. There you go. Now she's 3/4 of the way on. It's a very fidgety thing to do, but when it does that, you'll love it. Now, as you can see, as we've got this the right direction, this little tab here that we put on, it rides up that to allow this to pull up. And when you let it go, it comes back down. And that is just beautiful. So now, just like this with the string sitting here, we're going to go ahead and put her back together. Because we've got everything put back together in here, and we don't need the handle on it to put it back together. And once we've got it together, we're going to pull on the string and decide how long we want it to be. This particular unit I picked up in a deal with a whole bunch of other equipment. And it was only $100 for everything. And I thought, if I can just get this running, I can get my $100 back pretty easy. And he tells me that this was running perfectly good just a couple weeks ago. He swears to goodness even the gas is good in it. And the pull cord broke, and that was that. So I suppose we'll find out. Okay, now she's on. Now we've got our pull cord here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hold it and feel how long we would normally pull it. Okay, let's swing out here so we can take a look at it. Okay, we're holding the Weed Eater and we're going to start it. And we want... Okay, it actually feels pretty good. I'm going to cut her right here at the base because she pulls in nice and tight. So now we know we're happy with the length of our string. We'll go ahead and slide our handle on the end. Run it all the way down the string. Give it that 1/2 a pull. And that's going to be our knot. We're going to put our knot right here. Let's see if we like it. Yep, and we do. That looks really good. So now we'll cut it here. And on this end, just for the fun of it, we're going to heat it up. At least I think we are. There it is. Okay, we're going to heat this end up so this knot doesn't come loose. There you go. And when we heated this up, this fattened up a little bit so it won't pull through easily. Now for the big question. Did I get a good deal, or are we taking the rest of it apart? Let's take her out and try to start her. Okay, we'll turn her on. We'll primer. Put fuel in it earlier because I got a good look and the fuel filter looks okay. We'll choke it up a little. Huh. I did not expect that. That doesn't happen very often. Let's turn her back on, make sure we're happy with the string length. I am seriously thinking about keeping this one for myself and selling mine. This is one good looking piece of equipment, especially for used. Okay, that was that. We got the Weed Eater running by simply replacing the string to it. And as you can see, replacing the string's pretty easy. A lot of times that little spring that we were fooling with is, I might play with that for 10 minutes sometimes to get it back on correctly. Today I actually got lucky. It may not have looked lucky, but for me that was lucky. There's probably a special tool that I'm sure somebody can leave in the comments that I can get for the next one. If there is, I would appreciate it because I fiddle with it with pliers every time. Okay, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you with the chainsaw next, I'd say probably Monday or Tuesday.